Hi everyone, welcome to Mountain Woman Radio. I'm your host Tammy Trayer, and this is episode number 238. And we are going to talk about the fact that it's okay to not be okay. So I just came in from a walk and doing some outside chores, so excuse my get up, but I really felt this put on my heart to share this today. And it's been a while, so I'll catch you back up. God put it on my heart that I really needed to get back to Pennsylvania. So really was feeling that, and Mountain Man saw that, and he came in and said, get yourself a ticket. So I ordered a plane ticket back to Pennsylvania, and I flew in there on the 20th of September, which happened to be my mom's birthday. And it was such a God orchestrated trip. It was so amazing and beautiful to have that time with my dad. My dad was losing his fight to dementia, and it was just amazing. I got there and he remembered me, and I got a tremendous hug, and he talked to me, although it was labored. There was a lot, you could tell there was a lot going on in his eyes, things that he wanted to say, but that just wouldn't come to his mouth. And I've seen that for a while. I've been Zooming with him, but to have that precious time with him by myself, just he and I, was really amazing. My dad has always been my people, and yeah, there's a lot that went on in my childhood. I didn't have the greatest childhood, specifically with my mother, and it was abusive. So seeing my mom was difficult. I hadn't communicated with her for 6 years after having my life-saving surgery in 2016. I chose to step away from my family because it was very toxic, and I needed to heal, and I needed to be healthy, and I needed stress-free. And it was truly the best thing I've ever done for myself. But I missed my dad, and so going back there was really important to me, to be able to love on my dad the way my dad and I just have always had a really good connection. And it was special. It was very special. And my beautiful mother-in-law picked me up at the airport and just sacrificed 4 or 5 days of her time to just show for me everywhere and to take care of my needs. I felt very, very tremendously loved, and it was very special. My in-laws are very special people. And it was just such an amazing trip. I was sitting in the car just feeling and taking these just deep and amazing breaths, just feeling so peaceful and so in a place of just such deep, deep gratitude for the way God lined everything up, and the precious people that I have surrounding me. So the trip was amazing. I just never imagined how wrecked I would be leaving and having to say goodbye, knowing it would be the last time I would see my dad. So that was the end of September, and came home and was instantly milling lumber and preparing for the build of the Mountain Boys cabin. So came home and we were diving in, and we built the Mountain Boys cabin and got that in place. And my dad passed away on November 8th, and that was really a great praise, because I was really, really grateful that he passed away and didn't have any pain, didn't suffer, and he's in heaven. So it was just such a glorious thing. And the night before he passed away, I just was in such a weird place. And I realized it's okay to not be okay. I knew it was coming, and I was just sad. I was sad I was going to miss him. I was excited that he's going to heaven. And when I was in Pennsylvania, I was given some of his flannel shirts and his leather hat, and I was just snuggled up in his flannel, and it really dawned on me that it's so important to express the message to people that it's okay to not be okay all the time. You guys have been with me. Many of you have been with me for a very long time. And I'm very optimistic. I'm very positive. I'm very happy. I love life. And it's hard for me when I have hard days, because I strive to be in a good, positive place, in a good, happy place. And I've learned through my healing, keeping myself in that space has been very nurturing. But it's also okay to not be okay. And I'm sharing this message today too, because it's not always just because of loss. Sometimes it's finances. Sometimes it's marital issues. Sometimes it's because the holidays are a really hard time. Sometimes it's just because we're on a healing journey and, we're having an off day. Sometimes it's because we're just having an off day. And I want to express to you, because I share with you all the time about being positive. I want to share with you today to not be too hard on yourself for having an off day, and to allow yourself to have a down day, and to take time for yourself during that day and nurture yourself, instead of trying to trudge through and keep pushing yourself through to be functional, to be productive, to be useful, whatever word you want to put in there. It's okay to not be okay. Now, the thing that I like to express here also is it's okay not to be okay, but don't get stuck there. I'm going to do a podcast on Breathe to Healing today on the same subject, and I'm going to share a lot of resources there. So I encourage you to go to breathetohealing.com and click on the Breathe to Healing podcast. You can locate it on all of your podcast apps and listen in. And I would love for you to subscribe and join me over there as well, because I share here, but I'm going to really go deep there as far as natural health, natural healing, and sharing breath work with you. I am really grateful that through my healing journey, I have found so many tools. And again, they were God-directed and divinely implanted to me. Every single one of them. I know it just by the way things transpired and the way God shared breath work with me, and just how heavily he put it on my heart that it's something I need to do, because it's a means for me to help other people with my knowledge and also help them to live their best life. So join me over there. But it's important to have tools in our tool belt. You hear me saying that all the time with our preparedness walk, and how important it is to be prepared. Well, preparedness isn't just with everything in life and in your day-to-day life. It's also in your well-being and in your natural health and healing. We need to be prepared, and we need to know how to handle the situations, the circumstances, and the experiences we have in life to keep ourselves in a healthy place, and ultimately just to keep us, happy and moving forward. When we are stagnant, stuck, and going backwards, it's definitely not a place to be. So don't stay there in this space you might be in for too long. And if you don't know how to get out of it, reach out to me at survive@trayerwilderness.com or at podcast TrayerWilderness.com. And let me know how I can be praying for you. And get the right tools in your tool belt to help you get out of that place. Because it can be a really crazy, slippery slope when we allow ourselves to stay in that space too long. And we don't also have the tools, but also the people. You know, having the right people in our lives that will guide us and direct us and love on us when we need additional loving is extremely important. When we go through circumstances in life, not all of them are going to be easy. And through the good, the bad, and the ugly, I do want to share with you that there is always something to be grateful for. There is always good in those moments. We may get so caught up in the moments of despair and destruction that we don't see the good, but you hear me saying it all the time, and that is why I created the Relentlessly Faithful Gratitude and Prayer Journal, so that we can on a daily basis create the habit of focusing on gratitude. So that in and of itself is a huge start in getting yourself out of that space. And then knowing how to be able to take care of ourselves. You know, naps are a powerful thing. When I'm done here today, I'm going to take a 30-minute nap, and I'm going to just allow myself that privilege. I know many, many very successful people that take 20 to 30-minute naps every day. Our society has gotten away from taking care of ourselves and needing to feel the need to be in that hustle and bustle space, that survivor mode, that superwoman or superman mode. And it's not healthy. It's not a healthy space. So, you know, give yourself also permission to not only not be okay, but to take care of yourself. Take a nap. Give yourself an hour and come join me for a Friday breathwork session. I do group breathwork sessions every Friday. breathetohealing.com/group session. It is such a powerful thing. And I am so grateful too that I have those tools. Because of the trauma that I experienced in my childhood, doing the breathwork sessions myself is so powerful. You can do breathwork 10, 20, 30 minutes a day. I would not recommend doing an hour session more than once a week because it really activates the body. It really helps to release things that we have stuck and stored. And it is just a really powerful healing tool. So I utilize that. I also utilize stretching. Stretching is very, very important for the body. It helps keep the body running optimally. It keeps us, our organs being able to do what they need to do. When we are too tight and we are, when our muscles are tight, it's really constricting our organs to be able to run the way they need to. So when you stretch, you're really allowing your body to stay open and to help you be able to do the things you need to do, and alleviates inflammation and also a lot of pain that you might be dealing with. A lot of people are going around with chronic pain and autoimmune diseases and different illnesses. Both the breath work and stretching are extremely powerful in keeping the body open. And when we are open and running optimally, of course, we're going to feel better. Vitamin D is another really important, I want to say supplement, because it's not really a vitamin. Vitamin D helps to keep all the hormones in our bodies running properly and balanced. And vitamin D also is a great form of an antidepressant. Keeping that vitamin D level in our systems up is good for seasonal depression and so much more. So I am taking 20,000 IU of vitamin D every day. And it's important that we make sure that our systems are not depleted in things. Vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, so it's real easy in our world to get depleted in the vitamins and the minerals we need, and that can play a role in how we feel. So being aware of those things is super important. And I also offer to our audience a discounted rate for getting your body tested to see where your levels are at, see what's going on in your body. I love utilizing creatingbalancedhealth.com, and you can use coupon code TRAYERWILDERNESS and you'll get a great discount. And they are amazing. You get a full report of everything that they are able to establish, and it is basically just a hair and saliva test that is done. And I really highly recommend that people utilize such services because it gives you a really full picture of where your body's at and gives you a place to start from if you're having health issues. It gives you a basis to start and also track how you are doing in your healing. I utilize that with my healing process and still utilize that today. And also, if you're just wanting a maintenance, just to make sure you're like a yearly checkup, it's a great way to just make sure that your body is running optimally and that you're not deficient in anything. So I highly recommend checking out creatingbalancedhealth.com. And again, coupon code TRAYERWILDERNESS and you'll get a nice discount. They are a group that I highly recommend and work with personally. Being able to establish those things, finding out if we are deficient in things can really help as well, because if we are really deficient in things, it can cause a lot of things to go off in our system. One thing is dependent on the other, and when we are deficient like that, it can easily put you in a place of anxiety, depression, mood swings. So it's another tool in your tool belt. Getting out, being in nature, walking. It's 22 degrees. I still went out. It's just invigorating. We live in a winter wonderland, as you saw. If you're watching this on YouTube, you saw the intro of my beautiful snowy space. And being out in nature is really powerful. It is like my place where I go to get really recentered and regrouped. It's my still quiet place. It's my wilderness where I seek God. And exercise is really important. Not only stretching, but exercise. So just a good walk. It's just so powerful. And don't tell me just because there's snow on the ground that you can't. Get out your snowshoes. Shovel a path. I take my snowshoes and I make trails out here. I break the snow, break the trail, and then go utilize my trails so that I can get out and I don't have an excuse. Excuses are just an escape from making things happen. So even shoveling, shoveling snow. I love shoveling snow. It's a good workout and it's repetitive. I like repetitive things sometimes and just quiet things like that. Like that is a quiet space where it's repetitive and it just allows me to get into this really good mind space. And I enjoy that. So the other thing is get into a good book. I am actually reading the Bible, doing the Bible in a year with a really great program, and I've been really thoroughly enjoying it. But I love diving into a good book. Curl up by the fire, get a book, do a craft, do things that make you happy, do things that bring you joy, and just allow yourself to be in that space. Remember, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have that down day or two. Just don't get stuck there and find people to help pull you out of that place. If you struggle with the holidays, you're in my prayers. I pray for our community every morning and every night. Everybody is going through something. We look around at people around us and they look like they're doing just wonderful, but a lot of people have a story and a lot of people are suffering behind that smile. So be kind. There's great renewal for ourselves when we are kind to people, other people. And remember to be kind to yourself. You know, we are so hard on ourselves. The things we say to ourselves are so terrible sometimes, things we would never say to anybody else. So remember to be kind to yourself and loving, and say good things to yourself too. Just nurture yourself. Allow yourself to process. You know, with the loss of my dad, I just never imagined all the things that would be surfacing. I've lost some really close people to me in my life, and it was a struggle and it was hard. This is just different. I'm so grateful that he's there, but it's like I just never imagined all the things that would be surfacing as a result of this. So, and just remember to focus on the gratitude. Like I said, I'm just so grateful that I had that time with my dad. I'm grateful for so much. I have so much to be thankful for. My environment is such a blessing to me and nurturing to my soul. And it was really good to get physically active and work on the Mountain Boys cabin. We had 9 days of crunching, let me tell you. We had snow in the forecast and we needed to get that thing under roof and wrapped up. And we scurried. The mountain man and the mountain boy helped us, but he's working. So he only has so many days off a week, and his time is staggered. So, you know, we were pretty much doing it. He helped us and got it completely wrapped up, winterized, wrapped up, roof on. Inside needs to be finished yet. Came to put the tools away where they belong over here in the shop, and 15 minutes later it started snowing. So again, something to be grateful for, and to be able to watch the mountain boy grow into such an amazing young man, and to be able to bless him with this cabin, and to be able to mill our own lumber, and to be able to build the things we do. The mountain man's talents are amazing. We're just his helping grunt, you know, helpful grunts, you know, his laborers, if you will. He's the mastermind, but it's amazing to be able to have the gratification of projects like that. I'm in my tiny home right now, and it's so cozy and comfortable and just amazing. And to be able to, you know, look at the boards on the wall and know that I played a role in putting this all together too. Every piece of wood in this cabin I cut. You know, so I shouldn't say every piece of wood, but pretty darn near. That was my job. I was running the saw and cutting things to size. So pretty awesome to have a hand in these projects and to see our projects come to fruition. So, you know, the thing is, keep moving forward. Always keep moving forward. Be good to yourself. And just remember, it's okay to not be okay. We can't be perfect every day. We can't be up and happy and joyful and the best we can be every day. And just, I share this a lot. Remember that your best is good enough, and that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and that you're okay. You're gonna be okay. And just remind yourself that. Instead of saying negative things, just say your name and tell yourself you're gonna be okay. Because you will. And God is in this picture. You know, a lot of people get angry with God when people pass away, or when things don't go their way. And, you know, I know God's got a hand in things, and I'm praising him for taking my daddy home when he did, that he didn't suffer. God's intention is never to harm us, is to give us life. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So remember that when you're in a low place, it's not God. God's not leaving you there. All you need to do is call out to him. Believe me, I've been chewing on his ear, and just want to encourage you guys during this time, and just to remind you that it's okay to not be okay, but don't stay there. Reach out to me if you need prayers. Reach out to me if you need anything, and join our community if you need support. TrayerWilderness.com/community. We're here for you, and I'm one very blessed woman. So much good in my life, and, you know, life is going to be a journey of a lot of hills, mountains, and valleys. Our perspective plays a role, and our nurturing of ourself plays a role. So have the tools in your tool belt. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself, and just know that it's whatever you're going through, good, bad, or ugly. You know, we want to keep him in the picture through all of it, not just when it's hard. So anyway, a lot of ramblings, but I love you all. I'm thankful for you. I'm back. I will continue to share. I needed to take a little time and process everything. And like I said, we were busy building cabins and milling lumber. And now I'm getting back to being me, or at least trying to be me. So take care. I love you all. And I will see you on the next episode. God bless.